Hello, and we have a certified portfolio management professional, Mr. Muhammad Abdur Rab, with us. So he cleared the exam on 5th of October in Australia. He joined our batch program on 25th of July, and then July to August, September, in 2.5 months, 2 months and 10 days, he is certified portfolio management professional. So coming back to the starter point of Mr. Abdul Rab, he joined us in PGMP. We had one-to-one classes with him. He passed it in March 2024, and now in the span of 1 year and 10 months, he is PfMP certified. So congratulations, Mr. Abdul Rab. So now up to you how you want to tell us your story in your own words from starting from the beginning of PfMP when we started with the application and how was the exam. Yes, please.
Thanks, Abdurrahim. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a good journey again with you and Amir. SA project management played their part as usual practice. Starting with the application we started, I think, mid July or somewhere around that time, and submitted the application by 25th of July. Uh, uh, and Then after that we started with the chapters, the coaching calls of the questions for the chapters, and then after that we had the mocks. Consistency, and daily doing the mocks every day was the key here. Even though we did not attempt the full mocks during the 2 months of early preparation, we did it at the last swing. But I would say consistency was the key, doing all the chapters done by 10 slowly. And yeah, I'm glad that in the end we got it completed.
Yes, very good. So let us start with the application part because the step one is obviously writing the application, then passing the panel review. We submitted your application on 25th of July and then it passed the panel review on 21st of August. And
Yeah.
in the application, there were five summaries and one executive overall. So six parts are there in the application. How was it for you when we started with the application? When we broke down into the template, the WBS that we
Mhm.
have, small chunks of the parts, how
Yeah.
helpful was it or how was it with you?
I think this application was relatively easier than the PGMP one,
Mhm.
and we used uh, that symmetry which we followed in PGMP again here in portfolio. Thanks to you, you helped a lot in reviewing my existing application and then guiding me on how to write the portfolio one based on the requirements from PMI. So some of the information of PGMP application was referred, and that was then prepared in such a way that it fit well into the PFMP application. So application was good. We mostly completed the application in about less than 2 weeks time. So it
Mhm.
was one domain per 2 days or 3 days. I used to write it, then you review it, and then I think there were some external reviewers
Right.
for it also. So yeah, application was a smooth sailing as compared to the one in PGMB where we took a lot of time in preparing it.
Mhm. Right. So for all, it's a very good explanation that Mr. Abdul Rab gave. Once you are PGMP certified, then the difference between the program and the portfolio is only to become bring the part of operations under it. So that to give a
Mm.
continuous feeling. So it's a very good structure to build on the PGMP and go to the portfolio level.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing I would like to ask here, especially because of time difference, because you are in Australia, the classes that we were having were as per the Dubai time, 8 p.m. Some colleagues were in USA. So how did you manage this time difference and how helpful was our customized or flexible schedule for your application part?
Yeah. Uh, Classes, of course, so I was not able to take any class or coaching call when that was happening live, because the time in Australia would be around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So that was not possible to attend. I have seen all those coaching classes and those chapter lectures later in the day or during the week. at my own convenient time. And yeah, thanks to you for the customized classes, for customized calls for preparing the application and having a one-on-one session. That really helped a lot, giving uh, the feedback which was required to tailor the application in such a way that it fits, it checks all the boxes for PMI.
Right. So you, as we were having a continuous follow-up, you were watching the classes over the day. And how was the feeling that we did first the lecture, covered the slides, and then we did coaching call on each and every question of every chapter? How
Hmm.
helpful was it to make a solid baseline for the
Yeah.
concepts?
That was very helpful, as there were multiple opinions from the team members who were part of those coaching calls and bringing in, multiple aspects of looking into that question and looking into the options and providing their own explanation, which at times were more than accurate at times. So that really helped in preparing the basis or preparing in my mind what the flow of information should be, what should, because at times there were questions where all the four options are right.
Hmm.
You just have to select which has to be the next one, which has to
Right.
the which what the portfolio manager has to do next here. So yeah, having a diverse group of portfolio aspirants was very helpful in learning from them and the way they approach the problem and how they looked at it. So yes, doing questions for all the chapters, question by question, spending time on it. I think there were about 35, 36, 38 lectures or
Yes.
overall coaching classes for the
Right.
whole duration of the course. So
Hmm.
it was not a small feat. So
Hmm.
many man hours are required to complete those, and sometimes you have to
Hmm.
stop in between because you are doing something and it is
Right.
interrupted. Then you have to go back again. So a lot of effort has been put into uh, recording those lectures, and I would say an equal effort goes in reviewing them and preparing from it.
Right. Very good. So that was the main thing, that we go step by step, don't rush into the mocks, but first finish
Yeah,
all the chapter wise questions and then we come into that. Okay.
yeah,
And one more thing I would like to ask you. First, we do the questions on the PDFs without any
yeah,
time constraint, and then
yeah.
we go to the mock, to the simulator. How would you rate this approach, or shall we directly go to the simulator without doing the PDF on the PDFs to have the understanding proper?
I think this is okay. This approach is okay. With PDFs, you don't have any time bar or time pressure to complete it. You can take as much time as you want. And initially, when you are preparing for it, it is more important for you to create your basis. Even all, if you're doing 10 questions, all 10 are wrong, doesn't matter. You
Hmm.
still have three, four, five iterations to go to the final exam. So take your time. Do I would encourage you that 100% of your questions should be wrong so that you looked into the right answers and the reasoning for the right answer so that that sticks in your mind. So PDF approach is good without any time pressure. And then when you are shifted to the simulator where the time is ticking, then you really need to speed up your game to finish it in the allocated duration.
Right. So now moving forward, we finished our classes. I started on 25th of July. Then in 10th of September, it was 1.5 month complete lectures every day. We were having the classes, and then within 25 days of finishing the classes, you passed the exam. How did you maintain the consistency that you, after the finishing the classes, you have all the things in your mind, and then in 25 days we took the exam? What is the key
Yeah,
source of that?
Um, uh, you have to do every day, even if it is 10 questions or five
Mm,
questions. You have to open the laptop again and do it. A break in between really disturbs the momentum. Because of the nature of work I do, I have to travel,
mm,
and because of that, I was not able to attempt or do my uh, preparation or the questions or questions on simulator in between for at times 2 days or 3 days. So that really disturbs your momentum. And after the travel, when I am back home, you really don't feel opening it again and doing it because that momentum has been disturbed.
mm,
So I would really recommend someone, even if you are doing five questions a day, do it so that that streak is not broken in between, and that really helps you keep going.
All right. And then after that, we went to the mocks. Then you did the real mocks, advanced mocks, and then the Google form mocks. How relevant was the preparation of the mocks compared to the real exam?
I would say very, very relevant. Uh, Not so much for the Google ones, because the Google ones I felt were a bit dry. They were too much into the inputs and the outputs,
Too much
and
theoretical means too much. They
too
are
much
too much
theoretical.
theoretical.
Exactly. And in Google Mocks, there were so many questions that give the inputs of it will give you a scenario, and based on that scenario, you have to judge in which domain or which process you are, and from that process you have to give either the inputs or the outputs or
Mhm.
the tools and techniques. So that was a bit dry to absorb,
Okay.
but the real and advanced mocks, they are very, very relevant.
Mhm.
They are exactly prepared as per the tone of the original exam, and if you have prepared them well, I think it becomes very easy to navigate through the questions during the exam.
Okay, very good. And like we say that each one teach one. So what about the yellow background questions? That we are only
Yellow
100
background,
questions, and these are very
yeah.
specific ones. So how relevant were they?
Yellow background questions were good. They are mostly, I think, more or less extracted from that real and advance.
Mm,
So on that same tone, they are relevant, good for your understanding, and uh, I would say the explanation against each using the elimination technique. That there are four options given. I have eliminated the three, so this is the fourth one is the best answer,
mm,
and the explanation across those three, that why I am not selecting this answer, is the most important. So that will form the basis of your understanding that I am in, for example, manage strategic change. First, I have to take the stakeholders' input to know what is going on, and
mm.
then readiness or gap will come.
Yeah,
So,
right.
so the sequence of the information and the flow of information is very important in doing most of the questions here.
Very good. And what now we come to the exam day. How was the experience when you went to the exam center? How much time did you take? How many breaks did you manage? So please tell us about something about the exam
Yeah.
approach.
So we opted for a center which operates over the weekend. So I gave the exam on Sunday because of the work. I
Mhm.
It's not preferable to go on a working day. So most of the centers are not operating over the weekend. There is one which is a bit far from here where I live. So I opted for that. I gave the same. It was the same center where I attempted my PGMP exam too.
Mhm.
Uh, we we reached there well before time, 15, 20 minutes. And when the exam started, you know, uh, similar instructions, you don't have to do this. Pockets must be empty to
Mhm.
switch off your mobile and all that. And the timer will start. No scheduled breaks. Whenever you want to take a break, raise your hand and all that. I took one break in between when I was at 100 questions, though Amir told me to take one after 60 and the second one
Mhm.
after 60. But I actually had a lot of water before that, and I was forced to take a break at
Okay.
100 question. Otherwise, I would have attempted all 170 in one go and then
Okay. Mhm.
finished it off. But yeah, one break at 100 questions, and I finished. I came out of the center 45 minutes before the timer
Okay.
was about to expire. So there were 45 minutes, but I attempted all the questions when 90 minutes were left, or 85, 90. I took another 30, 40 minutes in reviewing 30, 31 questions which I marked for review.
Mhm.
Out of that, two were unsolved numericals, which I didn't solve them earlier. So I solved them in the last 40 minutes, plus the remaining 27, 28 questions. I took time to review them, read them. There were questions which were not familiar. So I took time to understand the tone and see what would be the best answer. And yeah, I changed two options. 26 were still the same, which I selected first.
Okay. So you finished all 170 questions in, let's say, 2 hour 30 minutes, and then you reviewed the questions.
Yes. Yes.
Very good. And how many mathematical numerical questions were in the exam?
I think four, five
But very
maximum.
similar to one that we had done.
Yes, very
Video
similar.
ranking and this and that. Okay.
Very
Very good.
similar.
Very good. And what about the eco? How difficult was it for you to prepare for the eco, and what were the relevancy in the exam?
Uh, Strangely, I did not get many questions from Eco, or if I get, I don't know. I selected them based on the flow of the
Okay.
practice we had.
Mm-hmm.
But preparing the Eco was a bit tedious, I would say, as we discussed before. All the options fit into well into each other.
Right.
Even Eco task 10, you can move it to task 1, move it to task 6.
Right.
That would still make sense.
Mm.
So I crammed most of them with the keywords that if it is asking for KPI, then it is asking for the health. So one word from first column, one
Okay.
word from the last column of the magic grid, and try
Okay.
to make sense out of it.
But for the exam, you didn't find any difficulty while
No,
you had already prepared this one.
no, no. Yeah,
Okay. Very good. And what about the magic grid? The 16 pages that I have submitted given to you in the beginning, and then all the mocks also we are mostly referring to that. How relevant was it for the preparation and then also for the real exam? If you compare how important or how easier it is to grasp the ITTUs from that magic grid.
I think that is the most important thing in this whole program. That magic grid.
Hmm.
Without the magic grid, it would have been nearly impossible to remember all that information. With the magic grid, all of the crux of the whole course and the whole portfolio management PMI book and standards and all that is poured into those 16 pages, and then it's easier. We used to refer it from time to time. I got it printed. It's still in my drawer here,
Hmm.
and every day just glance through it, and I memorized, or all these things are automatically absorbed by myself, looking at them again and again, all the inputs, tools and techniques, and the outputs. And uh, to be honest, that magic grid is easily used to solve at least 25, 30, 35 questions in the exam on the minimum. In the center, when they gave us the notepad, uh, they told us not to use it before the questions start. So when the question started, I used the first page of that sheet to prepare that magic grid again for all the 5 domains and their processes and what are I didn't write the inputs, only tools and techniques, because
Okay.
inputs and outputs are somewhat relevant.
Hmm.
So only tools and techniques for all those 5 processes, which I referred throughout the course of my exam. So at least 25, 30 questions you are easily able to solve it if you have those tools and techniques in front of you.
Right. Right. So it
Yeah,
means that it was very important and relevant for preparing for the
absolutely.
exam. Very good.
Absolutely.
Very good. And one thing, now you finished in 2 months and 10 days, and also I said that we can do it faster also. But how would you say, in order to better understand the concepts, what approach, if you are starting today from day number one, will you agree to follow the same approach, or what thing you want to improve or change? Because you already always say we are in agile mode to improve ourselves. What can be improved in this program?
I think the program as it is fine. There is nothing much wrong in it. We first cover the chapters, then we go for the questions, and then after the questions, we go for the next chapter. There is just time in between, and you give time to do the questions ourselves, and then do prepare it and do it on mock. So I think the approach is fine. Uh, there is not much room of there is room of improvement always, but I think. Maybe if we can give more breaks in between the chapters, because I think we rushed into the course. There were 35 lectures in 45 days or something.
Yes,
Or and
that's
then
50.
and I believe whoever is doing portfolio is already a working professional.
Correct.
None of the full-time students are attempting it.
Right. Sure.
So it is at times, because of the workload and family and your usual life, it
Mhm.
becomes very difficult to match up. And I know there are students, if they feel that they are behind 3 days or 4 days, then they lose hope, and then they lose the track that I am already 4 days behind. I'm not going to catch them, so just leave it. So
Yes.
in order for them to be part of the group, if there are more scheduled breaks in between, that that would be helpful and easier
No,
for poor students like me to
no, no, it's
catch
a
up. Otherwise,
well
there is
noted.
additional pressure on people to match up with the group, and that may lead them to either skip lectures or leave
Hmm.
things in between which are important.
Right. No, it's a very, very good feedback. I got one feedback similar to this, not the same, but I will look into that. Maybe after the lecture, we can give 1 day break, then
Yeah, something
questions,
like
then 1 day break for the simulator, then we move
yeah,
forward. So very well
something. Yeah,
noted.
even if it is yeah, for 45 days, even if it's a 60-day program, that is,
Yes,
I think, still fine. We
right.
are not in a
A-
race here to finish everything early.
As
Yeah,
long as everybody is catch up with us, because like
exactly,
once the lecture is finished, then if you are on track, then in 1 month you can take the exam. That is for sure. But if
exactly.
you lose the track, that okay, I'm already
Hmm.
1 week behind. It doesn't matter if I 2 months behind
I am
later on.
six months behind then. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
no,
So
very good. Thanks for the feedback. And one most important thing, how important is the follow up or was the follow up for you to keep on track? And what would you say about the follow up that is a baseline of our success coaching system?
follow-up is very good, actually. Uh, uh, I would not have been doing what I did if the follow-up was not there. Just to save myself from embarrassment of telling you that I have not done anything, I used to do something.
Mm.
So follow-up is good. Uh, it was not that excessive. I remember PGMP was more daunting and more provoking than this. You
Mm.
were very kind during portfolio. You did
Press too
not
much.
ask, yes, stressed on what you are doing, but in portfolio in program you were behind me with a stick every day. But yes, follow up is important. It was the right amount of follow-ups and the right amount of stress you put into it. And yeah, uh, because I know there are people who will not do anything unless they are followed upon.
Mm.
So it's good to have, and consequently there are other peoples who do not like it to be followed up, because once a task is given to them, they know they have to do it, so you don't need to ask them again and again. So
Mm.
I mean, it's a difficult decision for you who to follow up more, who to follow up less.
Right.
So that is, so kudos to your judgment there.
But the point is
So
that
yeah,
unless somebody feels that, like, because we are accountable for your success, yes, you are responsible, you are spending your money, you are spending your time. But the important feedback that we are getting is that if the student feel that somebody, your mentor, is also accountable or he is also taking the pain, then at least they start to work into that. That is the main point of
yeah,
doing it.
right.
So thank you very much, Mr. Abdur Rab, for being a great student, for having great learning journey, great learning experience with you. And yes, concluding remarks from your side, and then we will
No,
close it.
thank you very much. I like to thank you again for all the persistence and the support you have given to us during the preparation for this course. And thanks to Amir for organizing and running this whole knowledge house. It is very much appreciated. And yeah, I look forward to doing my NS certification with you again.
Sure, always welcome. So thank you
Yeah,
very much, and we stay in
thank you.
contact. And thank you very much.